And I am also excited to have in studio with me my special guest, Rick Benson, the son of George Benson. Well, thank you for coming in, Rick. This is very exciting. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you for having me, Tom.
I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule.
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy for me, man. Pretty crazy, but we're here in New York this week, so we're pretty excited, and it's great to come down and promote the show this week and play some music. Mm-hmm. I love the city, man. It's like I was walking around today, downtown, and it's like a symphony in New York. It's like a piece of music in itself. So it's pretty incredible, just the sights and the sounds and the people and the bustle and the hustle. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to get poetic on you. So I just
no.
It's exciting to be here, and I appreciate you having me up here.
Mm-hmm. So you've been on tour for what now?
Well, we've been on tour now 6 months. So
wow,
it's been pretty hectic. We've been playing as many gigs as we can, and I can't play enough, though. I would play every night if I had the opportunity. Of course, in this day and age, that's not possible. But I guess it is if you're one of the youngsters. But I turned 40 recently, so I'm slowing down a bit. But it has been a rigorous touring schedule in the last 6 months, pretty feverish all over. So, but man, I am happy to be here. I'll tell you.
Right. Well, thank you.
This is easily the best music community in the world here in New York City, and usually I would get applause after I said that, but I realize I'm on the radio.
Mm-hmm. Well, here you go. How about that?
There you go.
That's a little
there you
applause
go.
for you.
There you go.
Not what you're probably used to, but that's.
Well, there's a couple more hands clapping. I hope there is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, it's been fun. It's been a whirlwind, and tomorrow night and Thursday night we're gigging over at the Cutting Room, which is I believe on West 22nd Street, right in downtown Manhattan, and that's a place owned by Chris Noth. I don't know if you.
He's an actor, right?
He is an actor. Yeah, he is a lover of jazz, and a great man and a super talent. I mean, he is a superlative talent. And
what do I know him from?
Chris Noth is I think he's in that series with us that Sarah Parker.
Oh wait, what would the
Jessica Parker?
Yeah, Sex and the City.
Sex and the City. Yeah, he's funny. He's super funny and a superlative.
He's the guy who what's he, Mr. Big, I think.
He is Mr. Big. Yeah, I've seen a couple of episodes, and I have not spoken to Mr. Noth, but he was good enough to sponsor us coming up and playing his great room, which I hear is fantastic and has great audiences, and we're gonna play it out there. That's what we're gonna do.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's exciting that you're coming down and doing that. I'm sure everybody's looking forward to it.
Yeah, I understand it's it's a pretty small room, tight packed, which I love. I love playing for a small crowd, even though I do play for big crowds. But if you're gonna get there early, because Rick Benson sells out.
Mm-hmm. Now, I guess the question you probably obviously get more than any other question is, you're the son of one of the jazz's great guitarists, who I'm a huge fan of,
and I am too. He's my dad and my pa, and he's also the greatest jazz musician of the 20th century in my mind. Masterful guitarist and unbelievable silky voice. I wish I had his voice. I think I'm just lucky to have his genes.
Mm-hmm.
But I know what you're saying. You're going to say, I get my foot in the door, of course, because I am the son of George Benson. But once you're on stage, Tom, you gotta hang it out to dry. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so I'm just saying, once the music starts, then you are judged by that and that alone. And I think that I gained a lot of insight from my father's music, and I think he taught me a great deal just listening to him play. And if I could just even touch that with the tip of my pinky, I would be happy.
Yeah, well, that would be a huge honor. I mean, your father's got a pretty impressive body of work. And
oh man, someone once told me that you came. He said, "Rick, you came from the seed of a jazz giant." I love that.
That is true. I mean, that's Now, does that legacy sometimes weigh down on you?
Well, there is a burden there. There's no question. I'm walking in the footsteps of a major figure in music history, and there's no question that throws me a little bit sometimes. But I love to play, and it's in my blood, and that's what it's all about. I mean, when I'm out there, that's what it's all about. Just playing, having fun. Getting jiggy, as the kids are saying.
Yeah. And I should say my guest is Rick Benson, who is on tour right now. He's known as he's the son of George Benson, and he's stopped by to promote his shows over at where's it? The
Cutting Room.
Okay.
Cutting Room. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe that's what I said. Like I said, it's in Chelsea on the west side, 22nd, I believe.
Okay.
I got to check my schedule here, see where I'm going tomorrow night. Because I've never been there, but I do hear it's great. Chris Noth, like I said.
Yeah, well, that should be exciting if he's there.
I would love to play for him. That would be a great honor to play for Chris Noth. But I do, like you said before, Tom. I do get a little bit of that, and like I said, I do get my foot in the door, be it with the Benson name. There's no question. But
now you're 40. You said 40.
I'm 40. I turned 40 6 months ago.
And that's I guess that's kind of.
It's a little. I got a late start.
Yeah. That's what I was.
I'm like a Grandma Moses. Yeah.
So I guess doesn't matter when you start. It's where you finish.
It's how you play, man. It's how you play, man. And I'm just trying to jazz it. That's it. I'm just trying to dig it, and it's cool. I did get. It is a peculiarly late start for a musician, but right now I'm having the best time of my life out there on the road. And excuse me, I just had a Coca-Cola, and that
kind of bubbly. Then
that's getting me going. Yeah.
Now, I mean, do you want to do a song for us?
Well, I would love to. I would love to do one. Sure, that would be great. I prepared a song, actually, a couple for you, and
okay.
I just set up here a little bit.
Okay, where do you want to? I guess we can plug into the board.
I don't need to plug in. I'm not going to plug in. If you don't mind, I would prefer not plugging in.
Okay, I mean it's.
I'll just strap on and do my thing.
Okay.
So.
I mean, it's an electric guitar, though, right?
Yeah, but I don't plug in, Tom.
Okay, because it's not going to come through at all.
Well, you'll pick it up on the mic, right?
Well, electric is going to be kind of hard to pick up.
Well, but you got a second mic I can put up right
okay,
up
well, we'll give it a shot. I mean, it's best to be in the board.
I prefer that. That's my sound, and that's what I do. So.
Okay, I mean, if you want to go it with, okay, please. We have, this is Rick Benson.
Well, let me just say that I picked a song of my dad's that, a lot of people want to hear the on Broadways and the This Masquerades and Turn Your Loves Around, but I picked a special song for me. It's called Love Ballad.
Okay.
It was not written by my dad, but of course he arranged that song, and it's one of my favorites. And I think of him, and I'd like to think he wrote it for me. So
I guess we have Rick Benson here. Take it away.
You just cue up track 2 for me, would you please?
Wait, on
track 2 on the CD.
On the CD?
On the CD, yeah. Track 2. Just kick that track 2 in.
Okay.
I'm all strapped in here. I'm ready to go.
Okay, are you ready?
This is Love Ballad, baby. Enjoy.
Okay, this is Rick Benson.
Oh yeah, come on now, there you go, da 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 da. Never been so much, baby, so much now. Oh, love, come on now, daddy. I'll sing it. Come on, I'll sing. Oh, what I do? Well, Zaba, 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 Zaba. Silk now, silk it now. Come on. No, no, that's what the people say. Now we know, love and only children care what we have much more. Much more than they can see now. Here we go now. Here we go now. What we have is much more than they can see. All right, daddy, now take it. Yeah. Here we go. Get the jazz on now. Zabba, zibba, zabba, 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 zibba, zabba, 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 down, zabba, ding, down, down, zigga, digga, ding, dang, digga, look, down, zabba, zip, zip, zabba, zip, zabba, dibba, da, zabba, zabba, ding, zabba, 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 zip, zabba, ding, zippa, zippa, ba, da, da, ba, ba, sa, zibba, ding, digga, ding, dang, digga, dang, dang, zip, 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 zip. Zibba dabba 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 dong dong ding dabba dabba dong say what oh how ha 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 hey oh ding oh bang dang ba 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 ba. Now there you go, daddy. You clap your hands, Tom. Come on now. Get into it. Yeah. Zabba, zibba, zabba, ding, dong, zibba, dabba, dong, dabba, dabba, dong, dong, ding, dong, and I'm midnight love. Everybody go on the ring dance song. Hello, hello. I'm in love with you, girl, now. I'm in love with you, girl, now. I'm in love and I love and I love and I love and I love. Got to feel that love and love. Never me. Zing, 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 long, zing, long. Be, daddy said be now. Oh, so much love, what a difference. I'll make your thing and the thing now. Oh yeah, I feel it now. I got to feel it now. Zing, zong, zing, 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 ling, ling, ding. Oh no, love and all. That's what the people say. No, love and now. Oh, the shoulder in the car. Cause what we have is much more than they can see. Much more than they can see. Yeah, 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 oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh,
wow, Rick Benson.
There we go.
Oh, there.
Thank you. That was tough. I was getting a little feedback, and I'm having a little trouble with the phones. But
can you hear it now?
Well, it's going in and out, so I hope I did that justice. I got it now.
I mean, if you want to put on another pair there,
I should have done that right away, huh?
But
I switch it up on the
get
cans.
You set up here, yeah. Can you hear through those?
I don't got it. No.
Turn. There's a dial.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, no, that's my fault.
How's that?
Yeah, and I hope I had a good mix on that, Tom. I understand the limitations. So we are here in the studio. And,
I mean, it was.
I hope the mix was okay.
The mix, the mix was good.
I was feeling it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was. I guess it was just a matter of it was kind of.
I was coming in pretty strong in my cans. It was coming in and out, so I didn't really get the flow of the duet, which I usually do live on stage.
Yeah, it was kind. I guess it was kind of different than what I thought we like a Rick Benson. I mean, you have a guitar. You didn't even touch your guitar.
No, typically I don't play on the guitar during the song. No.
Okay, so that's why we didn't plug in, I guess. But
well, the guitar is, of course, the white guitar.
It's just like your father's
like
guitar.
My dad's,
yeah.
So it's really there. I don't play guitar per se. I don't play the instrument.
Now,
so I don't play it. I do it more as an homage to my dad.
Yeah. Well, it really. What does your father think of the act like that? I mean,
I hope he loves it. I mean, it's really all about his music. I don't play any originals in my tour right now.
So it's his act pretty much.
Well, I mean, it's my interpretation of his act.
Now, what?
Not his act, but I play his song. Oh, I do duets, is what I do with him, and I play. My set usually consists of 10 or 12 duets with my dad. I mean, to me, why play something else when I could play the best?
We have in studio with us Rick Benson, who's the son of George Benson, and he.
I'll be getting around to write my own stuff. I think once I stop touring, it's been, like I said, pretty crazy schedule. So
yeah.
Once I stop the tour, I may write some tunes and get them out there.
Now what is the
right now? Like it's all duets.
What is the band situation for you right now? Like what is?
Well, I work with all the original band members of my dad. They're just on CD.
So wait a minute. I'm kind of just. This is what you do is what I just saw is.
That's exactly what I do on stage, Tom.
Oh,
except,
okay. So
except there's a little more energy, and I got a little better sound in my can.
Because I was under the impression that I was still under the impression that there was a band with you or something. But I'm sorry.
Well, there was. I mean,
I thought there was a live band playing. Okay, I was just under. I thought your act was different than.
Oh, I see.
Than it was.
No, we haven't introduced the live band yet into the show. Right now, it's working great with just the CD and me singing the duet. And because my dad really, invented that type of jazz singing that I do, and doing it together with him is a special treat because we get to perform together like he's there with me in the room, and I get to do my thing off of his thing. So it's like a deconstruction. It's total jazz. It's a deconstruction of what he does into what I do, back to what he does, and we feed off each other. I could sense it, even though he's on CD.
Would you be interested in taking some phone calls?
I would love that.
Okay, I just have to do one thing ahead of time though. Let me just got to be quiet for 1 second. Let me just got to be quiet for 1 second. Okay, the phone number is 201-200-9368 if anybody has any calls or questions for my guest Rick Benson, who's in studio now. Wait, actually.
And you definitely got to forgive my voice tonight, Tom, because I am just fraud out.
It sounded fantastic. WFMU, you're on the air.
Hi, Rick.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Hi, I have a question for you.
Shoot, brother.
Your dad's like an old-time jazz musician, and
yeah.
No offense or anything on the question I'm about to ask you, but I know a lot of those guys used to do like reefer. Do you do drugs?
Well,
and if you do you think it influences your music? Does it help or hinder you if you do drugs?
Well, that's a good question, man. I hope that people aren't out there doing lots of drugs. I think that's a negative thing. But I did actually smoke some reefer once before a show. It actually was quite recently. And it definitely affected my performance. and I don't think it elevated it. So in a way, what happened to me was I lost track of what I was doing. So what happened was after a song would end, I would continue my jazz singing after the music ended. And it was killing me on transitions. And that really affected it. That was a total off night. So for me, and look, I ain't against drugs completely, for people who can handle them. The pot for me was a little too strong.
I see.
So, but it certainly would be something I would be interested in maybe exploring when I start to write my own music.
Great.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for calling.
Okay.
I got another call coming in here.
And as well, I've used other drugs besides pot, of course. One of those is heroin.
WFMU, you're on the air.
This was absolutely fabulous. I've been riveted to my seat ever since he's been on. This is just some of the best music I've heard in a while.
Well, thank you, man. Thank you very much.
This is original.
Oh, that's nice to hear.
It's absolutely out there. I think the kids are going to be with it.
Well, the thing is, my audience particularly, thank you, sir, but my audience, a lot of folks that listen to my dad. So we got a super cool mix, a superlative mix of people who are at the shows. We got some young kids who are just getting introduced to my dad through me. And that's fantastic to be able to bring my dad's music out there and to bring me out there. It's great to be me and my dad practically at the same time.
Yeah. Well, let's another call coming in here. WFMU, you're on the air with Rick Benson.
He sounded
we lost him,
like he is not a fan.
Well, I guess technical problems.
Well, that's all right. And there are people out there who don't accept what I'm doing. I totally understand that.
Yeah. Well, to each his own.
There are people out there who are a little shocked by the color of my skin, to be quite honest with you. Well, the fact that I'm white. And
yeah. See, I kind of tend not to make I didn't issue out of stuff. I did.
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, typically whenever I come on, shows or whenever I do shows of people who do not know me or my music, I'm pretty quick to point out that, that I'm white, and that sometimes does cause a problem. And there are some terrible racial issues out there right now, and sometimes that gets in the mix, But what I'm trying to focus on is the music of me and my dad, and just doing it jazz style, but I do get a lot of that, so that does prove to be a problem sometimes.
Now, have you done shows with your father? I mean, I know I guess the show is you doing it with your father's music and his recordings, but it's
I've yet to meet the man.
Meet who?
My father. George Benson.
Well, how is that?
Well, I just haven't met him yet.
How is it that you?
Well, it's a complicated story, Tom. I didn't want to get into it, but I will. I guess I've been cornered.
Well,
I'm like a crouching tiger. I saw that movie. That was real good.
Did you like the movie?
Yeah. That's what I feel like right now. Crouching tiger.
I'm not a hidden dragon, so I'm trying not to.
All right, man. All right. I like that.
Okay.
So, I did not find out I was George Benson's son till about 6 months ago.
So, how did that come about?
Well, it was a shock. My mom, Diane, told me that the father I had been living with for my life, for what seemed like my life, Greg Gorelick, lives in Springfield, Massachusetts, where I lived and resided till 6 months ago. I found out that Greg was not my real father, and my mom felt it was time to tell me on my 40th birthday. And she felt that I had reached a level of maturity in my life that I could handle such information. And she sat me down in our den and and told me the story about how I was George Benson's son. And I'll tell you, that was quite a shock to me, man.
Mm-hmm. So
there's a lot of there's a lot of things in life that can blow your ass away. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of them. The second one is George Bush as president.
well, I guess you got 2 bombs dropped on you in the last 6 months, then, huh?
But I'll tell you what strikes close to home is when you find out that you are not your father's son, but you are George Benson's son. And
so what? How did that?
At the time, I couldn't even believe it. I mean, I was wide-eyed I didn't sleep that night at all.
Now, what is the story behind that, though? I mean, if you say you were raised by a guy named, was it Greg?
His name was Greg Gorelick.
Uh-huh. So you grew up as what? Rick Gorelick?
Rick Gorelick in Springfield, Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I lived there. I had a studio apartment there. I lived right down the street, as a matter of fact, from my mother and father, Greg and Diane.
Mm-hmm.
And man, that's just that. When I heard that, it just blew me away. When I have not been able to contact my father, even though I have heard from him and his lawyers.
His lawyers. Well, what would you hear from his lawyers?
Well, it was just a crazy thing about the show, which was a cease and desist thing. But we're going to smooth that out. And I've written him letters, and I've written his management letters, and I've written his agency letters. He's yet to get back in touch with me, but he's very busy.
Mm-hmm. In terms of, I mean, cease and desist with what?
Well, the show.
What? The singing to his music?
Singing to his music, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And he also denies that he is my father, even though I know he is, even though I have not done the blood work yet. Mm-hmm. But that is pending.
Mm-hmm. Now, I should say we have in studio my special guest, Rick Benson, the son of George Benson. And the phone number is 201-200-9368. You can email a question at thomas@wfmu.org. I mean, did you want to do a second number?
I would love it. I mean, I hope I get the mix right this time. That's all.
Let's take a phone call first, and then FMU, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, I have to tell you, I have to give you credit. How can you sit there looking at the guy with a straight face?
At what?
Well,
as a guy singing.
Yeah, right here, sir.
I mean,
you're talking about me, I suppose. I'm the only one singing in this room.
I can't understand how you can't sit there cracking up. Because I'm sitting in the car dying right now.
Oh, come on now. What are you talking about?
I mean, the guys.
Is this a skit?
Well, I guess in a way it is, sir. It's because it's a skit on me when I found out I was George Benson's son.
And
that's funny. That's funny, and that'll blow you away.
I guess you could see, if you want to go to the cutting room, I guess you can see for yourself. You could get
We need you.
You get an eye full yourself.
Well, I have to give you credit there. I can't believe he can go through the interview.
Are you going to go to the show? What's your name?
What's your name? I'll put you on the list.
Guy sit there with a guitar that doesn't play it.
What's your name, sir? What's your name?
I'll go there.
You want to go on the list?
I'll put you on the list.
Put me on a list.
Well, I don't know if there is a list.
But what's your name?
George Benson Sr.
See, don't put him on the list if he's not going to show up. I mean, that's not...
Now you're making me laugh.
Uh-huh.
That's funny.
WFMU, you're on the air.
I just wanted to tell Mr. Benson that I am a Springfield, Massachusetts enthusiast.
Oh, well, that's great, man.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, I'm from New Jersey.
Oh, so you don't know? You never been there? Or
No, I've been there once.
What'd you do there?
I just ate at a little burger stop joint.
What was that called? Was that called Buck's?
I think it was called Buck's.
Yeah, there you go.
They put mayonnaise on the burger.
That's right, man. That's the Massachusetts way.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great. Is this the first time you've heard Rick's music?
Yes, it is actually.
Yeah, how'd that mix sound?
I enjoyed it.
I definitely was a little hot on the mix, Tom. I'm sorry. I don't want to.
So you want well, when I mix it next, you want to lay back a little bit?
I wouldn't mind that if you take that down a couple steps.
Okay. And
step that down.
All right. Well, what?
I think I was coming out hot.
It sounded great. I thought it sounded great.
Oh,
but
well, if you're the man, you're the king here.
Okay. What song are you going to do for us next?
This is your domain. This is your castle.
Well,
so you
are the king in this castle tonight,
I
Rick.
appreciate that.
Uh-huh.
I appreciate it.
In studio is Rick Benson, son of George Benson. What song are you going to do for us next?
I wouldn't mind just picking it up a notch and kicking it with "Never Give Up on a Good Thing."
Okay, so
that's a track 10. So if you could, let me just strap and make sure my guitar is on here. Get that on.
Now, does that help with the guitar? How does that help?
Well, that creates a mood for me. You know, music is about mood, and it's about feeling, it's about personality, and Clark Gable, actually the actor, said he could not act until he put on that mustache. That was not real.
That wasn't a real mustache?
No, that was a glue-on.
Wow. See,
and so
you'd think he would have grown one for all the years he was in Hollywood.
He did. He said before that he could not act. So, I mean, you got to create your image.
Okay, yeah, I can understand that.
I'm just trying to explain what you asked.
Absolutely. Well, do you want to try a little reverb, maybe?
If you could hit me with some reverb, that would be sweet.
Let me try.
There we go. Go.
You talk for a minute. We'll do a test on you.
That's a little heavy. A little heavy on the verb. That's nice. That hits the spot. That's hit my spot.
Okay. You notice I'm not in reverb, but you are. Now I don't want the recording in reverb, so just you. So in studio is Rick Benson, and doing the song
"Never Give Up on a Good Thing." And everybody out there, just so you know, if you ever get a good thing in your hand, don't ever give up on it.
All right. Rick Benson, here we go.
Come on now. Here we go, Dad. My dad, George Benson. Kick it, Dad, now. Never give up on a good thing. There's one that makes you happy. Never give up on a good thing. That is what you got. You got a lot. Take it. Hey, smooth it out, Dad. Da.
And when he finally comes home to you, he's just too tired to do the things you want.
Come on now.
Can't help but wonder to yourself,
Here with someone else.
just keep in mind, baby,
Stormy midnight, love is forever. Stay together. Stay together.
you got something real,
Again, never give up on a good thing. No, don't ever wanna make you happy. Never give up on a good thing. And that is what you got. You got a lot now.
Now,
We don't
man,
think.
you got to understand.
I'll let Daddy take this one. Go ahead, George.
To be the same.
That's right.
Like you, she
Say it.
feels all the weight you're under.
Yeah.
And when she breaks, is it any wonder? I know sometimes it crosses your line to get on out and stay
All the time.
before you try. You better look in her eyes.
Love is forever. Stay together.
You got something real that you may never
Feel again. Woo! Come on now, Dad. George Benson, everybody. Woo! Real, so real, so real. Feel again. Never give up on a good thing. Remember what makes you happy. Never give up on a good thing. Girl, is what you got. You got hold up. Take it. Woo. Come on. Hell. Clap your hands now. Come on. Clap your hands to Benson. All right. George Benson is singing now. Never give up on a good thing. That is right when he says that. Oh, that is right when he says never give up. Never give up. Never give up. Never give up. Oh, all right.
Never give up on the good things.
Never give up, 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 never give up. Oh man. All right. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you
Great.
very much. Thank you.
Right, I'm going to take you out of reverb now.
Man, it's hot in here, and
Well, you're heating it up.
that's a fun song. That's a fun song to sing,
Well, that was fantastic.
and that's I'll tell you something. That's you really feel that live.
Now,
No offense, I'm loving this. I love your show, Tom. But that's definitely that's a live number. You know what I'm saying? That one is for.
it sounded great. It sounded great here.
That is for live consumption, as we say in jazz.
Now, I should say we have my special guest, Rick Benson, the son of George Benson, in the studio with us. And is it? Yeah, I noticed during the song you do a lot. You sound pretty comfortable with being related to George Benson, being the son.
Well,
you call him Daddy.
I bring it out in the song. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm in jazz land, you know, which lives in my head.
But I mean, you call him Daddy, and you say, my father, and in the song.
Well, to be quite honest, Tom, when I found out that I was George Benson's son, it was like a spiritual awakening for me. And I had been living under the auspices of the Gorelicks and Greg Gorelick, who I think, no offense, I mean, I did live with this gentleman for pretty much all my life till 6 months ago. I did live on my own, but he definitely helped compensate for my apartment. But
and this is the guy
I realized that before that time that I learned that I was George Benson's son, I had been living with a wool over my eyes about my talent and about what I needed to do with my life and give my life to music, because it is in the Benson blood.
You want to take a phone call?
Sure, why not?
Great.
Hit me.
WFMU, you're on the air.
Hi. I'd like to speak to Rick Gorelick.
Hey, Greg.
Rick?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Dad.
Well,
Mr. Charnas called me. Said you were on some cockamamie lie. You've got people saying you're Rick Benson. George, what is this?
that's what I am.
You're not George.
That's what I am,
Rick,
Greg.
this is Dad.
Well, no.
The charade is over. You
No,
can get
you know
your
what?
ass.
You know
get
what?
your ass off the air and you apologize to whatever this guy's
You know
name
what?
is.
You know what, Greg? The charade is over.
What?
The charade is over, and you're over in my life, and I
Rick,
moved on.
this is Dad.
You ain't my dad
Rick,
no
this
more,
is
Greg.
Dad. Yeah, this is Dad.
And I don't live your life
I'm right
no
here
more.
at 8519 Fairview Lane.
Yeah. Well,
Springfield, Massachusetts.
My so-called house, and my
What?
so-called life, which I wash my hands of.
You
And
wash your hands of being a Gorelick.
I
fine.
ain't no Gorelick.
I'm
a Benson.
Know what's going.
You know, Greg. You better get.
I'm about ready to come down there and break the door down and pull you out by your
Well, I'll tell
ear.
you something right now, Greg. You can't do that to me no more.
What?
You don't control my life no more.
I'm not trying to control your
I
life.
am not part of you. I'm part of Benson.
Who told you this? You're part of Benson.
I'll tell you who told me this.
And you better be at work tomorrow at 7 a.m.
I ain't going to no work. I quit my job. My work now is my music. I ain't gonna be stuck in no dead-end job in Springfield, Massachusetts no more.
If Mr. Benson heard you, if he were alive today, he would be furious.
Yeah, well, I'll
Well,
tell
he
you
is
something.
he is alive, actually.
Well, then he's
George
furious.
Well, you can't possess me
And
no more.
I would
I ain't
watch
one of
my
your
back.
possessions.
I would imagine a gray Subaru driving you off the road with license plates BENSON.
I'm sorry, Tom. I had no idea this was going
Now,
to
so is this really your father?
This is not my father. This is the man who. This is the man who.
Well, I'm the host of the program.
Well, I'm a little upset that you would not do your research. I mean, does he look like George Benson?
This is a man who entrapped me in my life, my whole life, Tom, and prevented me from my calling, which was.
I didn't entrap you. You've had a wonderful child. I paid for your college. You've got half of a summer home, which we share.
Yeah, those
and you
are.
can have your friends, and you had a keg party there for New Year's Eve.
You don't know. You know what those were? Red herrings. Red herrings.
So, can I ask you something, Greg?
Please.
What is if this is from your point of view? What is going on here?
This is a
bunch of baloney is what's going on.
I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something, Greg. You look over at your so-called wife, my mother. My mother. You look at her and you ask her point blank if she slept with George Benson.
I will
the night after
your neck
the night.
Say that again.
No, the night.
Diane never slept with
she
George
slept
Benson.
with George Benson the night that he played the Springfield Civic Center.
Oh my goodness.
35 years ago. 35 years ago.
Yeah,
you ask her that.
35 years ago.
That's right.
Well, how old are you?
Me?
I thought you said you were 40.
I am 40.
What else has he told
40
you,
years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you
You do the math.
The United States or something?
I'm sorry. I'm a little out of sorts because you ask your wife. You ask my mom, Diane, my natural mom. You ain't my father. You ain't my natural father.
I will come down there right. Give me the address, Tom.
Now I'm in New York City now. I'm on my own.
We're right outside of New York City.
I'm on my own. I quit my job. I ain't no roofer no more.
You're not Rick Benson. You're standing up in front.
Oh man, I take the chains off. I took the chains off.
Bit on a microphone. I've changed. You've had a upper middle class upbringing.
You're crazy, man.
College.
You're crazy. You're crazy. You're crazy for what you say, for what you did to me.
Rick.
And now I got my life, and you want to take it back? You want to take it away now that I got it? Well, I got it, and you can't take it.
What do you have, Rick, exactly? You have songs you can sing to on the radio?
Tom, you hang up on this man because he's crazy.
No, you don't hang up on this, Tom. I want to know exactly what part of George Benson's lyrics go him saying his own name, George Benson, and he's scatting his own name out. That's ridiculous.
I play my own music.
It's not your own music.
Hey,
You're
Greg,
not interacting with it.
Let me tell you something, Greg.
You're stomping
I didn't
on
get no
dead man's
musical
grave.
upbringing from you, so you tell me where I got that. It didn't come from your genes. It came from George Benson's
today,
genes.
You'd be furious.
Again, he still is alive.
He is alive, and I will hopefully be making contact with him, and then we will start a father-son relationship that I never had with you.
You want George Benson to be your father?
He is my
I'll
father.
throw your golf clubs out on the lawn. I'll throw your automatic shoe polishing machine.
Don't you do
summer
that?
job for 4 years in college.
Don't you do that? I paid for that.
I'll throw it out, yeah.
I paid for those
Your
things.
little shoe shine booth. You would set it up in the square.
Well, I'll tell you something. I spread wings and flew away from your prison.
My prison.
The prison that you kept me in.
Well, I'm trying to make myself laugh here, Tom. I'm looking for a feather, and I'm trying to tickle myself about this whole thing.
Well, you better wake up and realize the reality that you're living with a woman who slept with George Benson.
You stop saying that right now.
40 years
Your
ago.
mother,
40 years ago, Mom had a sex with George Benson and
sex. What? That is derogatory.
Well,
the way you're speaking, you're posing like you're urban.
And he created me. I am urban, even though I'm white.
You're urban.
I got George Benson's blood. I've got George Benson's blood pulsating through my veins.
Describe this man to the audience right now. What does he look like?
Yeah, go ahead, Tom. Go ahead.
Well,
you indulge this man because this is the way he manipulated me
If
as
George
a kid.
Benson's blood is in you, it's in your pinky toe.
You heard the music. You heard the music, Greg.
He's got a.
You can't deny that.
He's got a white guitar.
Yeah.
With him, I guess.
Anyone can buy a white guitar.
Well, I mean, the guitar is just like the father's. I mean, that's. You what are you
Stop
like 5'9"?
saying your father, Tom.
5'6".
Well, it's just like George Benson.
Oh,
So
that's not his. I'm his father.
I'm 5'6" tall. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it.
You kind of like a sandy, blondish
I would
hair.
say, I would say, bro, yeah.
How about his skin complexion?
Well, I guess it would be Caucasian, but you know.
Caucasian.
Well, that's because my mother Diane is white.
Black is a dominant gene.
You don't
You would
know.
have some
You don't know.
pigmentation in your
You don't
skin.
know. You racist.
I'm not a racist.
That's what you are.
Skin color.
You were racist to me my whole life.
I was racist to you.
Yeah.
Well, this is new.
You
Let me
hated
write
me.
This one down.
You didn't know, but I knew you hated me for something, and it was because I had George Benson's blood in me, and you're a racist.
Are you in?
What I'm dealing with right now, Tom, is the father who raised me,
your daddy.
who I denounce.
Your daddy.
Who I denounce.
So how does that make you feel, Greg, when he just calls you Greg and then calls this guy?
I know who my daddy is, and that's who I sing with live on stage when I play, and that's George Benson.
Your father's not George Benson, and you're not a talented musician in any way, shape, or form.
What is this, Tom?
Your only gift is card trick.
What are you looking at right now?
Do a card trick.
Mustache?
A thin mustache, just like George Benson.
It is just like George Benson. It's
Tom, please. You're really.
It's more sandy
Tom, you're an
blonde.
alien.
Well, that happens to be the color of my hair.
What am I?
You are enabling someone that is probably right now full of marijuana.
No, I am. You know, you let me. I do not
Full of
smoke marijuana no more,
I would
Greg.
bet my life on it.
I mean, is this
I
something
would
that's
bet
been
my life.
is this something that's been a problem through his
I
life?
may
Yes, it
smoke.
has been,
I may
Tom.
smoke marijuana, reefer now and again, but I'm
Hey,
not.
stop talking like that.
But I'm no drunk like
You're
you.
talking.
You're a drunk.
Fine.
You're a drunk, and you're
I am not a
and
drunk.
and you're a bad citizen.
I'm a bad citizen.
So,
Tom?
Mr. Gorelick, is this?
Yeah.
How did all this come about?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
All I know
Let me ask you a question, Greg.
Garnis called me on the telephone about 15 minutes ago, and he said,
Let me
"Get on
ask
the
you.
computer," and he had to walk me through the AOL. I got that goddamn 6.0, which is terrible. And I get online and go to WFMU, and then I hear a man singing,
Tom.
and he's introduced as Rick Benson,
Rick Benson,
and
that's
then I
my
know
name.
for a fact it's my son.
Rick
and
Benson, George Benson's white
I
son.
punched a hole in the wall.
That's not untypical, Tom, that he would do that. It's just lucky it was a wall, not me or my mother.
Those are pretty harsh accusations to.
Well, he never did take a hand to me, but he did take a hand to. He did
Thank
take
you
a.
for at least not.
He did take a
creating
hand.
another
He definitely took.
slanderous.
He took a hand to many walls in his day.
Yeah, I punch a few walls. You know, the roofing business is a hard knock business.
Well, that ain't right to do that.
You know, I fell 15 feet and broke my back and came back 6 months later.
Good.
Good that he came back?
No, good that he fell.
Well, that's kind of harsh.
Ungrateful.
Good it is.
I'll stuff you in a chimney next time I see you.
I quit.
Well.
I quit your job.
Well, thanks for calling in, Mr. Gorelick.
I move
Thank
on.
you, Tom. I suggest you call.
Hey, and let me tell you something. If I ain't George Benson's son, Gorelick, what am I doing here? All right? You answer me that. Now hang up on him.
You are dreaming. That's
Hang
your
it.
dreaming.
Hang it.
You're dreaming.
I hung it for you. 201-200-9368 is the number. My guest, Rick Benson, in the studio.
I'm sorry, Tom. That threw me.
That's all right. I got a question online. Somebody
That's a bit.
somebody has a question for you. Can you describe the word jazz in 3 words or less?
Yes, I can. George Benson. That's 2 words.
That's 2 words. That's less than 3 words.
Mm-hmm.
And here's another question.
And hopefully someday those words will be 5, and it will be George and Rick Benson.
Well, you still have 1 more word to go.
Damn.
So George and Rick Benson, damn.
I don't know. I mean, just George and Rick Benson. 4.
Okay, so that's 4
Let's say 4.
Okay. Here's another question. I just wanted to say that Rick Benson's music is so avant-garde. I'd sign him up if I had a label. Any plans of coming to the UK?
Well, I would love to do a tour abroad. Right now, I'm working on, of course, planning to play Mohegan Sun, which is a casino in Connecticut.
Yeah, that's So you're when would that be for?
February 21st and 22nd. Although those dates are not solid yet.
Mm-hmm.
They have yet to book me.
Okay.
But I hope to be playing at Mohegan Sun on the 21st and the 22nd.
So I guess people can.
And after that, I mean, anything goes for Rick Benson. I mean, I would love to take a jaunt over to the continent.
Okay.
And I would love to play.
I mean, have you ever been abroad?
No. I've been a man my whole lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, that's a good one. But...
That's an old joke. That's an old joke. I assume George Benson would tell.
Now, are you putting out some music of your own? I mean, is there going to be a?
Well, right now I'm working on the album, which is called On Broadway Again. And it is it's going to be a compilation of duets with my dad, like you heard.
Okay.
We're gonna do Love Ballad will be on there. We're gonna do Give Me the Night. We're gonna do Just Want to Hang Around You. We're gonna do Turn Your Love Around.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna do Lady Blue. We're gonna do all the hits.
Okay.
And pretty much everything that's we're gonna basically remaster the best of.
So when can we look forward to that coming out?
And pipe me right in there, and hopefully that will come out in the spring.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely be looking for that.
Okay. Well, let's take another call here. WFMU, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, I've been a George Benson fan for years.
Oh, that's nice.
I want to know if you can do me a favor.
Mm-hmm.
Can you sing on Broadway for me?
Oh man, you know what?
Oh, please.
Yeah, I know, man. I know. I feel you. I mean,
I got a feeling in my soul.
Yeah, I know, man. I'll tell you something. On Broadway is the best. There's no question. What's your name, sir?
My name's Nicky.
Nicky.
I sing that tune in my car every day.
There's no question. It
is the best.
I'll tell you something. Let me tell you something, Nicky. The night I found out that I was George Benson's son, I was in basically a state of shock. And the first song that I played was On Broadway.
On Broadway.
And that feeling, a connection to On Broadway, is definitely something special. And what I don't do is play it.
Oh.
I'm sorry. That's the one.
You could play it for
that's
me.
the one thing. That's the one. That's the one duet.
W2 veteran.
There's the one.
And that's the song that I listen to
well, thank you
all the time.
Thank you for fighting.
It gives me inspiration.
Well, thank you for fighting for our freedom, Nicky. But
thank you.
It's the one thing. It's the one song I don't sing. You understand? It's the one song I don't sing because I think it's on a different level.
Great. I got to take another call here, Nicky. Thank you for calling in, though.
Thank you. God bless you.
I keep that one sacred.
God bless you.
Thank you. Good night. Let's take one more call, and then we say we turn it over to Bob.
I sincerely hope that man stops driving.
WFMU, you're on the air.
Yeah, I just had a question. First of all, the mix is perfect. I got to tell you on the radio.
Oh, good. I'm glad we smoothed that out.
Totally blew me away. And I'm just wondering if Rick feels like there's going to be jealousy when he and George start playing on the stage. George is a little bit. I wouldn't say he's washed up, but he's a great musician, but he's old.
He's definally old.
But what you're doing is breaking a lot of territory, a lot of new ground. I mean, you don't hear this kind of stuff every day.
That's true, man. It's true.
It's pretty far out stuff.
And I'll tell you, if anyone can go toe-to-toe with me, it would be him. And I would not do a duet with any other musician besides George Benson, my father. And I assume I will be asked to do that because duets are my specialty. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to stick to doing my father, and if he would join me on stage, that would be easily one of the most momentous nights of my life.
Well, that would be exciting. I mean, that could happen.
That would be.
Now we got to. We're wrapping up the program here. Any closing words to the audience?
I just say, come to the cutting room and see me operate.
And I guess we can look for you and Chris Noth, maybe.
And I would, if Chris is there, if Chris is listening, I'll see you tomorrow night, and look for me then at Mohegan Sun, and on and on and on.
And the album, I guess you said the spring?
On Broadway Again.
Great.
Rick Benson, George Benson's White Son.
Great. Well, thanks for coming in, Rick.
I appreciate you having me, Tom. I had a fun time here, man.
Well, thank you very much.
That was groove.
Well, it was a groove for all of us, too.